Hello everyone, this is the love video for Aquarius for the month of September and whatever is rest for the month of August. Aquarius, here I am. Well, and before anything, to thank you, and as always, those of you who watch my videos and support me, and I'm going to explain to you the cards that I'm going to be using in this reading. My regular deck, my fortune deck, Magdalene Oracle, and also a message from the angels. The difference with this reading as opposed to before is that I'm going to be doing the lines one at a time. So if you want, you can think of which line you want first, or if not, you can watch the video and you can decide which line applies to you the most. Also, the last card will be different for each line as well. So we have more information because I'll be utilizing the entire deck for each line. So let's start here. For those of you who've never watched my channel, I'm going to shuffle the deck and 7 cards will fall and I will start putting them down in a row. Also, to tell you that this video does apply to also your ascendant and moon sign as well. Okay, so 3 more cards. 1 card left here, and then we'll start with the first line. Aquarius, okay. So the first line here, what are the cards telling me, Aquarius? The last card that you have here is the One of Swords in reverse. And this card tells me that a situation is not clear to you. Here something is happening and I feel that it's very important. Obviously important for those of you that are living through this situation. And what is the situation exactly? Well, definitively here I'm seeing that firstly, the word triangle here is almost printed on these cards in gold. On fire, I would even say. So the cards are telling me to say this so that you clearly know if you're not in a triangle here, this is not the line for you, Aquarius. It could be a triangle in which you are with 2 people or your partner is with someone else. This card tells me here that it seems that you want to trust. I believe this for you, Aquarius. And I think this feeling is for you, Aquarius, because I think you want to trust the other person and you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But you truly are not fully certain that the other person is only with you. And that they're honest and that they tell you the truth. Here, this card also, and I tell you as well because it's a card that is one after the other here that is talking about love triangles. So here this card tells me that there is someone that has cheated one and another and another and another. So, and I can keep saying another and another because here this card shows me that this was various times repetition. And really, I believe, Aquarius, that your heart is almost forming, I would say, calluses in your heart. Because it's almost as if you've resigned from this situation. I don't think so, but I think that what this card is telling me that you are going to move in your life. You are looking for a way out of this situation because here really this person that you are with is not worth it. Here this card is telling me that obviously the fights and arguments are there present constantly because I imagine that if this person has that type of attitude that they want to have fun and go out and dance and, you know, however you want to call it. But obviously that takes time. No one can do all of that and also be at home. So that seems that that's causing a lot of disturbance in the home, a lot of commotion and arguments, and there are 2 groups here. here you are one part of the group, and he or she is part of the other group, and, you know, they're telling you, no, I don't do anything. So it's always the same type of argument, because, and each of you knows the dynamics of your argument. When one person claims something that's very obvious, and then the other person argues something that doesn't make any sense. So here it seems that you are dealing with someone who is an earth sign. So it could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Or they could have these characteristics. Someone who is very attractive, someone who attracts others as well, and is someone who likes to get dressed up, enjoy life, spend money. So if you are with someone like this, they definitively have some issues here, and you'll know what I'm referring to. Someone may tell me that, you know, oh, well, no, my partner's not cheating on me, and that's great, but this line would not be for you then. This is only for people who are in a relationship like this, who you argue all the time, you don't see things clearly, and the person with your witch has already cheated on you more than once. Okay, so you are here, Aquarius. It be man or woman, and you are trying to maintain your calm, because I see that in this situation in which we're speaking of, there are children. I don't mean that they are his or her children, or I don't know who they belong to, but I see that you are a parent, and you don't want to create a bigger problem than there already is, because I already see that there are many issues, and you are waiting to make a concrete decision in order to move. And here, the card is telling me you will make that decision. The Judgment card, symbolizes that. It means make a decision and not go back. So that's why the person who sees this may say, oh, how can this person stay with them if they're doing so much to hurt them? But, you know, you don't want to do something without thinking, because still with this card is telling me that you still don't have defined what's going to happen with your future, apparently. As I've said, there are children involved, and you want to leave your home, but in a good position. So here I see you making a decision that is very, very important for your future. So let's take a look here. What the fortune cards have to tell you. Obviously, here there's worry and despair. Yeah. So if you look here, it's showing me that you are very, very worried, Aquarius, because your relationship is not working, and it could be, in some cases, a matrimony, or it could also be simply a relationship where you live with someone. And here I see that there is a type of separation, or in some cases a divorce. And here this is telling me that you will have a conversation with your family. Not so much with them directly, but I see the conversation will be with your children, because you present yourself with someone who has children, and you will explain to them what is going on, in order for them to understand what is the dynamic of the family. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius, in the first line. So we're going to take a look here with the second line. And then obviously the third one last. Sometimes the lines are like that. They're very specific for a certain group of individuals. Well, this card here that fell like that, I'm going to leave as is. Okay, and this is the last card here, Aquarius, in the second line. This card talks to me firstly. The Eight of Pentacles is a card that speaks of situations in which we need to put a lot of effort in order to achieve what we want. So yes, obviously I see you do achieve it, but not without any effort. That's what I want you to know. So here, the Aquarius, the cards are telling me that you have been feeling very unwell lately. There are things that are not the way that you had hoped for. And it tells me that you are thinking a lot about what happened in your life, but apparently it's almost as if you don't want to listen to anyone else anymore. You're thinking, you know, I'm this way, leave me alone. Don't insinuate that anything is going to happen or that someone's going to come into my life. You know, I don't even think that you want to watch your horoscope. You're maybe watching this just by chance. You know, you may have just happened to stumble across the video, but you are in this mode of solitude, and not wanting to listen to anyone here. Here I feel a bit of depression. Be careful with this. Be careful when you are in depression and isolating yourself from the world around you. Here this is telling me that someone is going to extend their hand to you. So someone is going to help you, Aquarius. I don't know why I've been hearing Scorpio. I don't know if I may have said it, but sometimes I hear, my guide tells me things and I'm not sure if I said them out loud, but if I did say it, it's Scorpio. If I heard it, it's also Scorpio, but there's someone who is of that sign who has a lot to do with this situation, who can extend their hand to you, because I see it's almost like a friendship. That's what they're telling me. Here we have the Three of Pentacles, where your life starts to change. You start to say, I'm going to start day by day lifting myself out of this state of depression and solitude and worry, and I'm going to start to do something. It could be that you dedicate yourself to creativity, to inspire you, to try and to want to feel like you want to go out and interact with others, and that you're going to be doing very, very slowly, methodically. No one goes from this card, for example, to the Knight of Pentacles right away, because this is a card that is very still, where the individual has decided for some reason to isolate themselves from the world. And so you cannot evolve from one to another right away, because then there would be another issue. This, to me, however, fills me with joy, because I see that you will evolve in a way palliative here, where it's almost like the intermediate between, you know, sitting and starting to move. So it's very good for you. And I'm going to remove the top card, but this card says that despite not having the interest just yet in finding someone, and looking for or searching for someone romantically, here this card falls over top, as you've seen. So this is almost like, how can I tell you? This card is when one says, I don't want this soup, and you get 2 bowls of it. So it almost seems that someone crosses your path, Aquarius, and that's when the relationship starts with someone who also is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This, practically, I would tell you, lives a very, very similar situation to you. I feel that this person also has certain problems with, I don't know if it's depression, or maybe they don't have a job and they're going through a hard time, and it's almost like you connect with them. In a bad moment, I see that 2 people here start talking and understand each other. And something starts to grow here. That's why this card is here. It's also that when one says, you know, I feel like I know this person because I feel so great speaking with them. It could also be, and in this case I'm going to say it, that you go looking for work because this person, I see that they're unemployed, and you also in a very similar situation. And it could be that you change jobs and that's where you meet each other. It could be something like that. two situations that join in the same space. So you let me know in the comments. Let's take a look at what the fortune cards have to say about this. Yeah. If you look at this here, it already starts here talking about work, professions and such here. So we have also a conversation, an important conversation in the center of your home. It's something referring to your health. And it could be that each of you connect, maybe through talking about how you're feeling. I feel that the connection is because of that. It could be maybe something happened to one of you, and you're not doing well about it, and then you start connecting with them. But I see that newly again, the work card is here, occupation. So I see that it could be in a workplace, or that both of you are in a place that you can look for work, for example, and that's where you start chatting. There's something referring to work, and then the connection that you have starts almost as a friendship, but then I see that there's also this attraction there. That's what I want to tell you. So pay attention if there are some of you that are in that situation. And I believe I told you that it would be someone that's an earth sign. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look here at the last line, Aquarius, and see what we have for this next month. Well, now I see here that there's a card hidden. We'll take a look and see what it refers to. I really like this card, and it turned over immediately, so that's fantastic. This is great, Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, let's see. This month here, for the third line, it talks about that you don't trust someone. And definitively here, it seems that you're losing sleep, you're thinking about this a lot. And let's take a look at who it is that you're not trusting. And obviously it's for someone who's in this situation that you're with someone but you don't trust them. So let's take a look at how this starts and how it ends. Because here I see various situations here. Here I see a relationship that is stable, a relationship that is doing well, a relationship with two people who apparently have feelings for one another. There I see you happy together, having a place to live. I see plants growing. Everything seems great here. But this tells me that you here, which is the hidden card here, think here, Aquarius, of a card. Which could be the one that is behind this card? I saw only the border of the other cards, so I don't know which one it is. Here, this card tells me that you want to liberate yourself. It's almost like here, this is telling me I don't trust and I want to liberate myself, but why? Oh, of course, yeah. What's happening here is that you feel that the other person is not showing you kindness, is not giving you attention, is not caring about you, despite stability. So that's what I say. Stability is one thing. Do not confuse stability with being happy. I could have the best stability in the world, live in the best house, have everything that I want, but yet I'm not happy. So they're two very different things. So here I see you stable but unhappy. And here I see you that you are on the defensive because you feel that when this person speaks to you, they hurt you. So that's where you don't trust them. When someone hurts you is because the person is with someone else, they're not interested, and that's when doubt starts to arise. Okay, so here I see you planning, Aquarius, and that's great. I see you planning something. You say, you know, that's okay. This is what's happening. I no longer want to deal with this. I can't live in this type of situation because if this person is not honest with me, or doesn't treat me with kindness, I'm going to plan my own life and I'm going to do something. You feel unhappy, the cards are telling me, and here it seems that, and look at what life gives us here. Here, there is an opportunity given to you. Okay, I believe that either someone enters your life and demonstrates interest. That is one possibility. Someone enters your life and demonstrates some interest, or you feel that you need to open a door with this relationship that you already have in order to try and recuperate it. But something happens here, and something good. This is not something bad. This is something good. Something that arrives into your life, an opportunity. This is the card of opportunity, of a new beginning. It's almost as if something in life opens a door and you need to decide if you walk through it or not. It could also be that you, while you start planning to leave the relationship in some way, and then it's, I would say, almost all of a sudden, this person that you're with comes to you and says, no, let's try to fix this relationship. And here you tell them, you know, I understand you, but I need some time. I need time, not just time to be sitting and, you know, watching TV, time to think truly if I want to continue this relationship. And this is good. I think when one takes their time, it means that you will think about it profoundly, and we are going to utilize all of our senses to visualize all of the different endings. It's almost, we can say here, a soap opera in which one says, you know, okay, if this person does this and the other person does that, then you kind of start forming this jigsaw puzzle, and this is the end, or the potential outcome. So what would be the outcome if we went to therapy? What would be the outcome if we stayed together? Here, the Nine of Wands talks about communication, and you really need to communicate. You really need to open up one to another. You need to say what you feel. If the person asks for an opportunity, I suggest giving it to them, because here I see the ending is the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles tells me that both people are living in the same intensity, and you will achieve to have something in the same plane, I would say, the same objectives, thinking of the future. You know, this card is excellent, and this card gives me the green light for me to tell you to try. Give it a try. If the person has asked you for an opportunity, I would say yes, because I believe that, yes, the ending is happiness for you here. Let me just take a look here at what the fortune cards say here, the third line. Oh, wow. The cards are flipping over here on their own. Okay, so let's see. Definitively, I'm seeing here that the woman, the privileged woman, or the privileged man here, whoever it is, and here this is telling me that you think that this individual is not worried about you or doesn't think about you, but yes, this person is looking at the situation. They are, I can't think of the word right now, but it's when one looks at a situation and says, okay, I need to know the good, the bad, etc., what's going on in my life. And this is telling me that both of you love each other. You see here, I'm not saying it, this is in the cards. One there, the other there. This is telling me that you love each other. And definitively here, that you are someone who is privileged. Because it seems that this person, yes, truly loves you. The problem is that sometimes life, work, outside influence as far as energies go, all of that stress that brings from the outside into your home, even to have to pay your bills at the end of the month, and all of that influences your relationship. And so economy and things like that of life are also part of your relationship. because love is incredible, but we need to complement it with everything else. And here I see that both of you achieve, for example, to do a type of work that you're together more, do something that you can see each other more. There are situations when one comes home from work and the other leaves and you never get to see each other, and obviously a year, 5, 10 go by, and you don't spend time together. And what I see here is you need to try and coordinate in order to fix what it is in your relationship. And here I see everything is beautiful, but what do you need to do is, more than anything, maintain is love. Because if not, there's nothing else. So give them the opportunity, Aquarius. I suggest it from the bottom of my heart, because it will turn out positively. So let's take a look here at what the Oracle has to say for all 3 lines for everyone who's Aquarius. And afterwards we'll look at a card from the angels as well. Okay, so you have truly you have 2 cards here. So you have Perception and God. So, and a card from the angels here as well. We're going to take a look. And it says here, in the near future. Okay, so let's see what this card of Perception tells us. Okay, so what does it say here? Aquarius, this says, beware. Someone you are attracted to has a tendency to use others to fill their own void. To some extent, this is true of most relationships. However, in this particular case, the void wanting to be filled is insatiable. Nothing you say or do will ever be enough. So tread carefully. Don't allow yourself to be drawn into other people's problems. All is not the way it is presented. Use your intuition and trust your natural instincts. In spite of its problems, and I would say what you're going to get out of this is a very valuable lesson here, which will be derived from this relationship. Okay, and then you're going to realize that we are each responsible for our own well-being. Okay, what this means here, I see that there's a connection with this card here. If the person here, because first it told me that, you know, they don't pay attention to you, they don't express themselves, there's no kindness, things like that. Well, it's what the card says. You cannot allow for other people's problems to be drawn into them. So your responsibility is to look after your own well-being. If this other individual, as this card says, if they have a void, it could be for something maybe that happened to them in the past. And it doesn't necessarily have to be relationships. It could be in their infancy, you know, many other things. But, you know, I think the solution there is to say, okay, you know, you need to do some type of a therapy. We need to find help. Because if that person is in agreement to find help, then I think that, yes, at that point, the person is willing to work with you. But if the person continues on the same cycle and doesn't change, then they're going to continue feeling this way. So that's what I think there. It says, use your intuitions and trust your natural instincts. In spite of its problems, a valuable lesson will be derived from this relationship as you realize that we are each responsible for our own well-being. Taking on another's emotional baggage is of no help to anyone, so remain emotionally detached and use your 6th sense. Okay, so this card is very specific here. The second card here is God. And what does this mean? It says, you may be asking, and this can be for another group of people here. It says, you may be asking, does God really exist? And if so, where is God when you need God most? Often it is in our times of greatest need that we feel the most alone. This card is your confirmation that you are never alone. The universe has heard your call and wants you to know that the loving presence of the Divine Creator always fills and surrounds you. Surrender your fears and concerns. Accept the healing light that is being offered to you in this very moment. Out of fear, we often try to swim against the current. This is a waste of time and energy. Trust, accept, and let go. Though there are bound to be many twists and turns along the way, you'll be pleasantly surprised where the river of life eventually takes you. Okay, so that's what the God card has to say here. And here, I see that there's many changes waiting for you. There's turbulence here and there, but in the end, you find or achieve what it is you're looking for. So, Aquarius, these are two different messages here, two different situations. Or it could even be, I would say, the same one. And lastly, to end the reading here, we have in the near future. Okay, so we're going to take a look here. What you are asking about will occur very soon, so you won't have to wait much longer. Stay optimistic and continue upon your current path. Be open to receiving. Okay, so help will get there. You need to be open to receiving it. So thank you very much. If you would like a private reading, please write to me, ameliatarot13@gmail.com. Thank you so much for liking my videos. Thank you for leaving me your comments. I do read all of them. And as always, I wish you all the best and good luck with everything, Aquarius.